Hi family, it's Herbalist Viola. Just want to give you just a few things that I thought of that I said. Just going to run down exactly what you should have in your, in your emergency kit. We don't know what's going on or what's really happening. The news is not saying exactly what they need to say. I don't watch the news, so I'm just giving you this just in case. This is a just in case video. So with bags being 5 cents, what's up? We run out of bags? I don't know. But with bags being 5 cents and all these little extra things coming in, and we're still wearing these masks, I just wanted to bring this video just to make sure that you're prepared and you have exactly what you need in case of emergency, in case of a flood, look, water shortage, power outage, hurricanes, snow blizzard, you shut in, a freak of nature. We're already going through this pandemic. Yes, it's October and we still in the middle of it. Immunizations are still not out. So this is just in case. And just in case video. All right, look, come on. I'm gonna show you what I have. All right, let's go. Just trying to see, are you ready? All right, let's get started. Kit. Yes, you should have an emergency kit, not for like the go bag, not for what I was telling you about before, but in case you're shut in. Look, I know I did several videos, but I just want to reiterate, just go over some things. Look, you already know the handy dandy water. Make sure you have, for every one person, make sure there's three gallons. Yes, for every one person, make sure there's 3 gallons per day for that one person. So look, just plan for a week. Plan for a week. I know on the CDC website it says just have for one person 3 gallons for 3 days. So if you want, just start up and just make sure you have it. Just make sure you have for every one person 3 gallons of water. So you just make sure you have your water. So just want to make sure that you have your water. And that's the first thing. So you already know if you happen to run out of water and the water's in the faucet is dirty, all you need is to add a cup of bleach, just 1 cup of bleach for 1 gallon. Just want to make sure that you go over your water. And I have my notes, so just want to make sure that you guys are just prepared. So just going to go real quick. The two things that the second thing, the CDC and looking at the preppers, they said make sure you have enough food. So I know you already got your food and I already know you already stocked up. So just think you need to stock up. Prep your food. Look, bags, shopping, to go to the grocery store, you 5 cents for a plastic bag. If that's not telling you something, I don't know what is. Now, just as of the commissary, just last week, it's Friday. I went to the commissary Tuesday, and we only can get 3 things of milk. I don't think that's wise. Just I drink coconut milk. So I went to get coconut milk and I'm looking at it and it's saying you only can get 3. So to me, that's just keys. That's why I'm doing this video. Just want to make sure you prepared and you're just seeing the signs. Look, you're just seeing the signs. So just make sure you have enough food for people. That's number 2. Number 3, we want to make sure you have your first aid. I know you got your first aid. I'm going to show you what I did with my first aid. Yes, I got my first aid kit out. Yes, I got my first aid kit out of my go bag. But what I did, what I added, I made sure that I had, just something in case of a wound, because I did cut my leg real bad last year and I didn't have bandages. So I just got to make sure I got bandages and I made sure I got scissors with it. Just showing you things that I got. I got some bandages. I got, just in case if I got a cut. I got some big pads. I even got dressings for in case of I burned myself. So I just making sure, I make sure if I cut myself real bad, I made sure I had a tourniquet. So these just extra stuff that I have. I just want to make sure that I'm prepared. And you just never know. So just want to give you some more ideas what you need to have for your first aid. Of course, alcohol, peroxide. Yeah. Yeah, make sure you have your peroxide. You just never know. So just want to make sure that you have your first aid kit. I went a little overboard my first aid kit because I go every year to make sure I'm CPR and first aid qualified. So I just make sure I have a little extra in case I can help somebody. Okay, so number 3. Remember when I was telling you guys about that crank radio? Just want to make sure that you guys have yours. I have 2. I have one for my upstairs and one for the downstairs. So I want to make sure I have 2 just in case, because you never know where you are in the hot house. And I want to make sure that, you know, my daughter has one in her room, and I make sure I have one in my room, because you just never know. You don't know when things can go out. You can never know when you lose the internet, when your phone is not charged, or you just never know. So you want to have an emergency, because I remember I was listening to I forgot what I was listening to, but I was listening to one of the preppers, and they were saying how in a blackout, or there was people who was actually shut into their house, and they had a FEMA site just right down the road, maybe 2 blocks from their house. And if they had the radio, they would have realized that they had an emergency place where they can go get food, just anything, just emergencies, just some supplies, or just know what's going on in your area. So these are just 2-way radios that you need to have. The solar's right here. So you have the crank and you have the handle. So you just see it works. See, you see the flashlight works. So I love it because that's a flashlight. Okay, so with the radio, you see the radios are both the same. This one's a little bit bigger. Both has a handle. They both solar. So that's the easy thing. They both solar. But they both on and off, have the on and off switch. So it's pretty much the same. Both has the crank. You can see it's a flashlight, so you just crank it up, make sure it cranks, and you have the flashlight, and you can actually just turn it on. So it's going to turn it on right here. Turn it on, and you see it works. In case of emergency, you have a radio. So look, we can't always depend on our cell phone. We can always depend on our cell phone. So this is just backup. This is for emergencies. So you just never know. And look, it helps. It really helps. Every little extra stuff helps. It's not that much. Less than, I would say less than $30 on Amazon. So look, pick yours up. Look, you can look. You never know what type of emergency you could find yourself in. These are handy. Seriously, these are handy. Okay, so number 5, look, number 5 is very important, because it's just in your house. You need to have maybe like 2 or 3, or maybe 1 in each room. Is a whistle. I know you're like, Viola, really, a whistle. A whistle's so important. Let's say if something do happen and you're in part of a house, or maybe part of the house collapse, or earthquake. Look, this is emergency. So look, you just have your whistle, and you blow out, and you just keep blowing until someone can hear you. You can probably hear them in the back. You just want you probably can hear them, and you just look. This has helped. Has saved so many people. I remember seeing this on one of the Chicago PD, MD, I forgot which one was it, but it was with the firefighters, and they were stuck in a hole, and they had a whistle. So we just don't know. You never know what can happen, what situation you could be in. It's always helpful just have emergencies. So just make sure you have a whistle. You just precaution. So just have your whistle. You just never know. I know I keep saying that all the time, but you just never know. So just make sure you have your whistle. The next one, they was telling you, look, we do it all the time. So we already in this situation. They just says make sure you have a mask. Now, they had the mask in case somebody was sick, coughing and whatever. You can put this on, and then they can, be like kind of quarantine for you. So we got plenty of masks. So we're already stocked up on a mask. So just but make sure you just have some extras to the side, because it is part of your emergency kit, and you don't want to have them all in another part of the house. So just make sure it's in your emergency kit as well, your emergency evacuation kit, or your emergency kit in the house. So the next one, you want to make sure you have trash bags. The only ones you want to make sure you have trash bags. This is for sanitary reasons. Look, water's off. You just never know. Tank. You can have a pipe that bursts. It could take a week or 2 weeks for them to say that you can have running water for you to use the bathroom. So it's always good to have trash bags. It has the straps on it, so it's good to seal, but always have some duct tape so you can seal it more. You want to have buckets, like right now I have these containers. Not saying I'm going to use these containers, but you can use these containers as your bathroom. It does have this, like I said, this gamma top, so you just never know. So you can actually put your waste in here, or you can throw it out the window. But let's say if you can't throw it out the window, at least you could put it in a container that's tight and make sure it's where you can't smell it, because you know it's going to be bad. Let's say it'd be a week and you shut in, no water, so at least you have trash bags where you can tie that stuff in, soil stuff in, where you can have where you could put the waste in. So just make sure. And then it's good to have, like I said, the duct tape and plastic, some extra plastic, rolls of plastic, where you can actually seal off a room or seal off a door, where and that was just how they had for contamination. So you want to make sure you can seal off like a window or whatever. It's you just don't know, the heat's off, it's cold, you don't have no AC, you just want to seal off, because you want to make sure you can protect yourself from the outside. So that's the only reason you have the plastic. So make sure you have plastic and duct tape, and you've got your trash bags for waste, so, and for dirty clothes. So just always good. That's the main reason why you have the plastic bags. We check my notes to make sure that I'm not missing anything. Yes, so a bucket, just for personal use, just you can use whatever you want. It's not good to use a toilet if the toilet's broke. So just want to make sure. And then you want to make sure you have your flush, your wipes. So you want to have some moist wipes. So you just want to make sure that you're able to wipe yourself. So that's why it's always good to have the wipes, and that's why it's always good to have the trash bags. They're handy dandy and they're the best thing. So next, just make sure that you have some tools, because let's say if you in a home that has gas, you can always take the wrench or take the pliers and turn off the gas. So just make sure you have some handy dandy tools. Yes, I know, let's say if you can't get to the garage where you have the tools, or wherever you store them, so just make sure you have some tools, a wrench, pliers, hammer, or a screwdriver. So just make sure you have some tools in the emergency kit. I'm not saying buy 2 sets, but just make sure it's able where you're reachable, because you never know if you need some pliers, like I said, to turn off the gas. And then you want to also make sure you have an extra can opener. Look, we know can openers break, so just make sure you have an extra can opener. So if you have 3 people in the house, just have 3 can openers. Not saying everybody gets their own, but if they're in a separate part of the house or whatever, so just make sure you have extra can openers. There has been situations where people just have 1 can opener and it breaks, so just make sure you have extra. And that was the main thing down here. Make sure that you have a map. And like, Viola, really a map? Yes, you want to make sure you have a map so everybody knows the information, the locations. So it's just always good to have extras. You can just mark, even you can just draw something out, or just put some different addresses on the refrigerator. I know we don't do it anymore. And look, we can't always depend on our cell phone. We really can't depend on the cell phone. So that's why you have a map for extra stuff. And remember, this goes in your emergency kit. And that will show you emergency places and emergencies, just so like somebody's visiting out of town, this happens, at least they would know. So it's just to have extras, just an extra precaution. Next is make sure you have a flashlight. I know we have a flashlight on the radio, but it's always good to have an extra flashlight. I know I looked at these are directional flashlights. You just open it up and you see how cool it is. So this is, instead of having candles, you can have this type of flashlight. Just turn it on and off. You can make it light, dim. You can actually have signals. So it's a pretty cool flashlight. It has a handle on the top. It has where you have the solar, you charge it here, and you just turn it off. You just close it up, and then here is where it's just a flashlight. See, it's pretty cool. It's like a little lantern. So if you don't want your, kids' candles in their room, this is perfect. So it does the same thing. It's perfect, something easy. I made sure I got several so I can make sure I have one in each bedroom. So if you have 3 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms, it depends on how many people you have in your house. It's always just good to get a couple of these. It's pretty cute. These are pretty cute. I thought that was pretty cute, but it's just extra, just something different, something easy. Practice, like we say, practice noise and light discipline. And you don't want to fire. You don't want to fire. So this is just something easy that they can have as a lamp ladder when they can read, just do little activities. And you just don't want the smell of the fire burning. Just you don't want the outside people knowing if you are inside, and you don't want people to try to break in if you have extra stuff, because look, we never know in what situation we're in. So this is just being prepared. So I just want to make sure that you see this is something extra. So just make sure you have extra rubber gloves. You just never know, handling waste. You have rubber gloves, just different situations. You just never know when you may need. So just make sure you have extra rubber gloves, and just make sure you have some cash. I know a lot of people don't think about it, but just make sure you have some cash. You just never know what situations you may have some fives and singles like I have. Just make sure you have some cash, because you just never know where you can be, and you may need to use some cash. So just make sure you have cash in your house, like maybe $200. It's not that much. Have at least $200. Those if you want, you can have more. I just try to keep at least $100 to $150 on hand. So you just never know. And also just make sure you have Ziploc bags. Ziploc bags are just always important. So just make sure you have extra Ziploc bags. And that's why I just want to make sure you have those items. That's just something I've been picking up course throughout since March, since we have been on lockdown for all these months, and we don't know when we're going to stop wearing these masks. I mean, we just don't know. So just want to make sure you have that extra stuff, and you just prepare. Just want to make sure you prepare. Look, I know I go on and on, but just make sure you have, and just make sure you have your solar generator. Just make sure you have your solar generator. You just never know what situation you may be in. So just have your solar generator handy. So just want to give you a hot tip. I know we're doing the coronavirus, and everybody keeps saying, hey, what do you need to take? Have your zinc. Make sure you take some kind of vitamin A, C, lots of C, at least 3,000 to maybe 5,000. And if not, do a vitamin C flush. But so just make sure you have zinc, vitamin C, lots of vitamin C. If you can't go out in the sun and get that great vitamin D and that fresh air, make sure you got some vitamin D. The minimum, just make sure you have that, the minimum. I know I take the garlic and MSM to make sure I fortify my lungs so I won't get it. But the minimum, if you have the Rona, make sure you're taking some zinc, vitamin C, lots of vitamin C, vitamin D. The minimum, those are the minimum you should at least be taking. Something to make sure you boost your immune system and keep yourself, your immune system strong. So that's the minimum you should have. Throw some vitamin A in there, throw some vitamin B complex. That's the minimum. Just make sure you have. So just wanted to just give you that, just give you some couple of tips and see what I've been doing and what I've been prepping in case of emergencies, because you just never know. I don't know what's going to go on with these shots, with the shots, and we could be on another lockdown. We don't know how bad this winter's going to be. We just don't know. We just don't know if they do another quarantine like we had in March. So just make sure you prepare, because the pandemic is still here. The Rona is still here. Everything is still here. I hope you have everything you need, because I'm trying to get ready. I'm just letting you see what I'm doing every week. I'll try to just add to it. So I just make sure I'm prepared. So just make sure that you just do a little extra. Take every Friday. Look, it's Friday now. Every Friday, just add two. Just add two. There's nothing wrong with adding two. So all right, and just making sure that you have what you need just in case of emergency. Look, You just never know. You just never know what's going to happen, what's going to be like tomorrow. So just making sure you prepared. So look, I'm Herbalist Viola from Very Wise Alternatives. You guys have a great day. Bye. All right now.